Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to talk about what gear I use for filming. Okay, I've been doing this now for, it's got to be 10 years, 11 years that I've been doing this. And keep in mind, I make a living with a camera. Okay, I'm a professional photographer by trade. I have been for 25 years. And we're going to cover some stuff here. But I want to point out some interesting facts right off the bat is that you do not need to spend a lot of money in gear to do this stuff, okay? I have over $40,000 in camera gear, okay? I make a living with this stuff. Like I said, I got everything you could imagine, but very seldom do I actually use much of it for actually recording, okay? You don't need to have the stuff that people think they do. But we are gear junkies, and especially when you start getting into the filming aspect and doing things, and you want to make videos for YouTube or you want to film your hunts, there's some things that you want to take into consideration, but don't get caught up in spending the money on this stuff, all right? That's especially in the beginning. There's so many other variables that you have to take into play. We're going to cover some of this stuff, but when it comes to cameras, you could go something like this and spend thousands of dollars on this setup here that I'm running, or you could turn around and use your cell phone that you have right here and do just as good. All right, this other stuff is very important, but the camera rigs are not that, the camera itself is not that critical of a deal. And you can see here, we're going to cover it, but just keep in mind that 99% of the videos I have put out, actually the worst quality videos I have, if you go back 6, 7, 8 years ago on my channel, they were shot with an actual Sony camera or Canon camera with the flip out screen, your little handy cam, and it's actually worse than the stuff I'm getting off of cell phones. Case in point, pretty much everything you see in my courses and 99% of the stuff that you see that I'm actually recording that I do in the field is done with my phone. Okay, done with my phone. This year you will see a lot more with an action cam, but most of it is shot on my cell phone. I have not brought a camera with me in the woods in many, many years. Now, with that said, I actually used to have a video company that I called Single String Productions, okay? And we're going back some years to, I think 2005 was the last year I did it, 2003 to 2005. But I had the Canon GL1s and the Canon XLS1s, and I had all this stuff and lav mics and Very Zooms and camera arms, and I had the whole deal. I did it for a whole year. I hated it. Sold all that stuff, and I just do not want to bring a camera with me in a tree. I don't want to deal with it. And for me, making a living with a camera in my hand all the time, last thing I want to do is then go out in the woods where I'm enjoying myself and turn it into camera stuff. So for me, I vowed I would never bring a camera in the woods with me again. And that was, like I said, 18 years ago. And now, I only use my phone. Now this year I may incorporate this little, which we'll talk about, a little action cam in there too. These little bugs are driving me nuts in here. But technically speaking, you do not have to be too extreme in what you're doing with the actual camera. I will show you some options here for you. And I'm also putting in a clip right now because we got one more. This is my field kind of stuff. And then I have the rig that I'm recording on, which I'm showing you. But it's a DSLR camera with a lens, and it's got a Rode mic on top of it that you're hearing me from. And then it's a tripod, and I have 2 clamps on there that hold a laptop on it. So I can see where I am, what my framing is, what I'm doing, and it's just a laptop that's plugged right in, and I'm live feeding it through there. So, and again, you're probably seeing that run right on here. I shot the video that you're seeing of this on my cell phone, and I'm incorporating it into this. So you do not need to get crazy with this stuff, but I'm going to give you a ton of pointers and cover the stuff that does matter, okay? The things that are going to let you do what you need to. Now, with that said, camera-wise, okay, yes, you can go with a DSLR camera if you want to, and that kind of stuff. But the problems with running a DSLR camera is they don't have very good image stabilizing on them. You want to have gimbals. There's a lot of stuff that you got to do with these that are a pain, and you cannot see when you're recording yourself. You cannot actually see yourself because there's no screens on the front of them or anything like that. So it makes it kind of hard to do this, and it's hard to hold that camera steady. I'm going to keep it lower, but keep that from wobbling around without a gimbal or something like that. And there's a lot of weight to this, a lot of bulk. I'm not saying they're a bad thing, not by any means, but they are expensive and they're a lot to deal with. and a lot to set up. And when you put this much weight out on a camera arm, you get some of that stuff, and it's a chore to mess with. And like I said, the screens, now a lot of them, my pro models don't have flip out screens on them. They're just a solid glass back screen. But on a lot of them now, you got that screen that does flip out, which is an advantage. So there's some options there for you that work with that kind of stuff. Me personally, what I do, like this is one of my old rigs. This is a Canon 7D Mark II body, and this is a Canon 24-70 L series 2.8 lens. This is kind of like one of my knock around video rigs that I'm using this for. But like when I want to film stuff, when we start doing trails this year, I'm setting this camera up for that, but we're going to start, now we have a house in Georgia, we're going to start running the Cherokee Trailhawk through some of these trails and things like that. Well, if I want to record some of those obstacles, I can take this rig, bring it out there, and I can set that rig on the ground, position it however I want to have it set, leave it there, and it can record as we go over that obstacle and do whatever, and then I can take it, throw it right back in the car. So it's just a kind of a knock around setup, not knock around by price, because again, we're talking a $2,500 lens on a on a $2,000 buy. It's a $4,500 camera rig right here. So it's not a knock around setup, but it's one of my old ones that's pretty much beat up and been wore out and run through the ringer. So to me, it's being repurposed rather than actually take it on shoots, repurpose it into what I want to do with it. So let's go through some of this stuff and see what you can want, may want, but this option, honestly speaking, for 90% of what you guys are doing, I believe that the DSLR option and this kind of thing, unless you are filming for other people, I don't believe this is the way to go. And a lot of people are going to probably hit the unlike button, and they're going to hit it in the comments. And I'm not saying that if you have this, that it's bad. I'm just saying for a lot of people, you don't need to go this route on here, okay? It doesn't have to be that kind of a setup, yet so many people think that it does. A lot of great options. For example, on your cell phone, okay? You take a cell phone here. This is a Samsung Galaxy S21. I do not use iPhones. I'm not a fan of iPhones. I've never liked them. I've had two. I do not like them. I prefer the Samsungs. Doesn't matter if you have an iPhone, a Samsung phone, doesn't matter whatever it is, they all are going to have features on them, okay? When you go on this, and we'll come in here where you can see this, okay? So here's, I'll get it where it's in focus. Okay, so we got my phone here. When you go to, you go onto the camera mode here, so if I'm on video mode, okay, so we look at this, we're set up on, where's the screen at? There we go. I got this set on tight focus here. So if we're set up on that video mode, okay, you got video on here, so you can record a video if you want to, wide, normal, telephoto lens, plus you can zoom in and out if you want to. So you got all these options there for you. But speaking normally, this is probably pretty good, whatever you want to do. But now let's look at this way. A lot of things that people don't know is I can adjust this, okay? Even on basic modes, if I can select anywhere on the screen and it will select focus on that spot. That locks the focus and the exposure on wherever I'm pushing on that, okay? Wherever I put that at. And then I can also slide that screen to brighten and darken it by that little slider you're seeing on there. So I have total control of this on a simple level, and I can control whatever I want to do with it. So it gives me a ton of freedom. Okay, that's a simple version for a lot of you guys. And then I also have Pro mode. So I got Pro video mode upside down right here. And so I can control my audio levels that are coming through here. I have all that. I can also control my focus and make it manual focus and do whatever I want to with it. I can control my exposure on there, and I can make it brighter, darker. I can do anything I want to. I can change my shutter speeds, my apertures. So in Pro mode, I have a ton of options on there that for me, as somebody that actually knows how to use this stuff, is a very valuable thing. But your phone is fantastic. What else makes your phone really nice is the fact that your phone is lightweight, okay? So you can hold that phone right here and talk to that phone. You can hold it here and talk to that phone, and it's not heavy. It's going to stabilize much better for you. You can put this phone on a camera arm on a tree, and imagine how quick that is on here. So if we look at that again in video mode, so let's say that this is in a tree for you, and here's your wide angle, and you're watching an animal come in, and he comes in, and you get it set. You can just simply quickly touch that, and just go to any one of these 3 modes, or any of these on here, 4x, 2x, 1x, so I can do 10x. I can do whatever I want to so quickly without having to lollygag and mess with something bigger. And this just on a small little camera arm moving around makes life very easy. And you're probably already going to have this with you, so you're not going to be required to carry extra camera gear and stuff like that too. And you can turn off the sound and the buttons and the beeping for on and off, and you have the screen right there. It'd be so easy to just do this. So, oh, these things are flying right in my eyeballs. But do not be afraid of your phone. Again, as I said, I would venture to say that 95% of my videos and 100% of everything you see in the field is shot on my cell phone. Okay, unless I'm doing it here where I'm running my tripod setup and stuff like that, everything from me for years has been shot on my cell phone. So don't think that you have to have this massive quality camera or anything fancy. If you want it, great, more power to you, but you don't need it. These other things, way more important. So what are we talking about here with the other things? First of all, I got another camera right here. This one we're going to talk about, because this is my new one. I've had a few action cams in the beginning. I've had 2 of the GoPros in the early days, using them mainly for my photography company on pictures and stuff like that until they break and I lose them. And I've had a knockoff version of a GoPro that I bought from Amazon, and I used on my bow fishing boat all the time because I could jam it in the weeds and underwater and things like that. Well, I just bought this. This is that DJI Osmo camera. Okay, this is called the Action, DJI Action, and it's not very expensive. I'll put links to it below. I got this and a bunch of adapters and everything for a couple $100. I did add a UV. See, this is one thing that's really nice about this camera. The lens that's on here, this guard on here can actually screw off and you can replace this. So if you scratch this, it's not expensive to replace that. Plus you can put other filters. This one I have on here is just a UV filter, which in our professional world means a scratch cover. That's what a UV filter is. But this one just fits right over top of this, and that was only a couple bucks. But now I have that on there, and that is going to keep that screen protected from scratches and things like that. But this one here, what's nice is you notice it has a screen in the front and a screen in the back. Now I'm not going through all the reviews and the features of this thing. It's amazing, okay? Rock steady. It's got some incredible stuff. You're going to see a lot of footage from this thing this year, and it is a fantastic little camera. Now, could you use this for everything if you wanted to? You most definitely could. I can very easily hold this camera out like this and talk to this thing all day long if I want to, without any problems whatsoever. They also, I'm not going to switch it out right now, but you will see that the case that comes with it, okay, is pretty smooth with not any options on there or nothing like that. This one, which is who makes this? This is PGY Tech, which is also who makes this that scratch resistor UV filter. But this one here, this case has got a hot shoe on the top of it right here and a hot shoe on the side of it. That means that with this case, if I wanted to, I could take and put a Rode mic on there, a shotgun mic on there, any kind of mic I want, and plug right into that camera, and then when I talk this, I have really good quality audio that's going connected right in there. I can put a light on it. I can put anything I want on that little action cam, which is why I have that extra case. It was not much. I was 12, 15 bucks, whatever it was. I'll put a link to it. But that way, if I wanted to use this camera in that mode and have that mic on here and things like that on here, I absolutely have that option to do it and set it up that way. So that's a great, fantastic consideration for you too, right there. So between your phone, I think money best spent for you starting out in this would be to use the phone that you already have. Get a action cam, whether it's GoPro, this DJI Osmo Action, or even one of the knockoffs or anything like this out there. I think this is going to be your best combo for most of the stuff you do. Now, the camera does not capture good angles. The camera does not do creative stuff. The camera does not, all the camera does is record the video part. Okay, it's the only thing it does. It just records. It's not doing anything else. You have to be in control of the shutter speeds, the apertures, the gains on there, the levels. You're in control of all that, not the camera. Camera doesn't matter that much, okay? So take that for what it's worth. That's my opinion, coming from somebody who makes a living at this, telling you that you do not need to spend thousands of dollars in gear. You can very easily get by with what you already have. These things though are what make the difference. So let's talk a little bit about some of this stuff on here, what we have. First of all, again, this mount right here, I can use this, like I said, on that. This is one of the Joby Gorilla arms that I have on this camera, so I can flex this, I can wrap it around things, I can do whatever I want to with it. They're flexible arms. See, they turn into any position I need and whatever I want. And then I can just take this camera, throw it right in the back of the Jeep, and in the back seat of the Jeep on the floor. And when I come up to that spot, I can take this, turn it on, set it right here, adjust my angle, boom, get it like I want it to, have it set however I need on the angle, good, hit the button and walk away. Let it record what's going to happen, go pick it up and put it back in the car. That's the purpose of that whole rig right there. Now, other things that we're using too, that I use quite often. I've talked about these. I use this little U-Breezy arm. This is very similar to that Joby. This Joby is designed to handle, this Gorilla Pod is designed to handle something of this weight. You're talking 5-6 pounds of camera here. Again, we're talking L-series lenses. There's some weight in this rig. This Gorilla Arm one is capable of handling that. This one is not. However, this will handle running a cell phone or an action cam all day long. Same thing, flexible, adjustable arm. So I can take this and walk up to a tree, wrap this around a tree to hold it, turn this one sideways so it stabilizes, lock that right on, and then I can take this and I can adjust that however I need to and set it up for whatever I want to do. Now, I would actually probably have to turn this one. So if we're doing it right that way, I would have to make sure that that U bracket right there is set. That would be set that way. This one would be the one that would hang. Wrap that around there, split that around here, tighten that right up, put this one back around it. Very easy setup. There it is, and then I can put my cell phone right on here and have that working, okay? So it gives you a lot of flexibility to go around branches, to self-stand, so you can lock this up, take your cell phone. I like these slider clamps on here, okay? I don't like the ones you gotta screw down and mess with, they're a pain in the butt. I like sliders. See how this slides? So to put my phone in there is that easy. That's all there is to it. Just take your phone, slide it right in, lift it up, and it locks that phone in. I can put this anywhere, or I can use it as its own self-stand. And then I can turn a knob and adjust it wherever I need it to be and put it there. It's a very simple concept. Or like I said, I can take it and I can wrap it around something very easily and have that hold and use it that way. I can take that and spin that up like this and set it this way and do whatever I want to with it. I have total flexibility with this little U-Breezy thing that costs like, I don't know, there'll be links below, but they're dirt cheap. They're like 10 bucks. But this little flexible setup right here is a gold mine, and I can also use this for doing, if I turn this way, so we're going to spin this, got a little ball head on there. So I got total flexibility. On a ball head, you have a notch right here too, which will let you drop in completely. So if I set that on that ball head, tighten that, adjust that like I want, I can actually use this like this and actually interview with this and talk to it and do whatever I want to do. As I'm walking, I have it out there as far as I need to, and I can be part of whatever I'm doing with it and have it as an extra arm there. So these are fantastic little options. I don't ever not have that. These are in every single one of my, I have the same one in my pack. I have the same one in both of my cars. I have 4 of these things. They are everywhere. They are dirt cheap, yet they work fantastic. They're flimsy. They're nothing fancy. I would not put this rig, like I said, it will not hold this rig here, but for a cell phone or an action cam, priceless. These things are valuable, and they weigh nothing. It's just plastic. There is 0 weight to this thing. This here weighs more than, or actually my cell phone weighs way more than this. Probably about double what this does. Okay, so this is not anything crazy or that you got to mess with, but they're functional. They're fantastic. So I use those a lot. That will be something you will want to have. And then if you are going to go with an action cam on there, I carry them somewhere here, right here like this. This is my little extra stuff I carry. It's how I carry the stuff for my action camera. Spare parts, I got extra batteries, I got my charger, I got all my stuff in there. But I can take this dude right here on here. So if I want to use this, but I don't want that phone set up, I can simply unscrew this right off the ball head and put the GoPro mount right on there like that, and now I can run that with the action cam. So I got either one I want to. I can put that cell phone head or that GoPro head on there. So just a simple, easy process for whatever it is that you want to do with them. But it is functional. I highly recommend these little U-Breezes. Talked about them before, fantastic. Headphone or headband mount, this is what I'm doing a lot of stuff with. This is perfect. I can put it right on my head, just like this. I can have that camera mounted on here, and then what I do, so I can actually be hunting this way and walking with it and filming whatever I want. As I go up and down a tree and I want that first person, I can tip that camera down. You can see everything I'm doing with my lineman belt, how I'm hanging my sticks, everything I'm doing, pulling my bow, everything, first person, hands free. When I'm hunting and I want this on, I can have it there. But when I shoot, see how I'm looking straight at you, but when I shoot this way. See how I now be looking that way. Before I shoot, all I gotta do is turn that camera that way, and now when I shoot, you're looking straight down my arm. Okay, it's very simple to do. So a headband strap, they're like $7. Okay, they're dirt cheap. So that's a great option for your setup there for your action cam, but you can also have these set up with your cell phone. So I don't have a cell phone mount for these, but you can actually have your phone and take your cell phone, turn it on, and just like one of these quick clippers where you slide it up and it locks in, you can put one of them on this, so you can actually do that with your phone if you wanted to. So it gives you options. They're dirt cheap, but they work just as good. Snap your phone in, turn your phone on and just push it up and lock it in, and you are now set for anything you want to do. So I really like the headband mount. They come in very handy. They're a very good setup. I used that a lot when I was bow fishing with that other handy cam or other action camera, and it worked out fantastic. And I used them in my mountain biking days with the first GoPros that I had. So I really like those. Now, with that said, let's look at these two. This is another version. Okay, I'll put a link down below. This is aluminum. It is very lightweight. The feet are steel. You can take the feet right off if you don't want them. This is basically a selfie stick is what this is. But it is a selfie stick with a ball head. So you have that total adjustability of that ball head on there. So you can do everything we were just talking about, which you can see on here. See, just a standard ball head right there. And then the feet are separate. Okay, these are little feet. Now I bought this as a kit. I'm not a huge fan of these feet for a lot of things, just because they're steel, they're heavy, and they're nothing real fancy. But then you can turn this, and this thing comes out yay far. So you got that length. You put a camera on the end of this, and now I can set that anywhere I want to and have it be a tripod as well too. So I can use it for anything I need to for filming. So this one here, it actually lives in my car all the time. So if I want to film something in the field, I can take this and I can take it out there with me and use it. You can also take this with you when you're hunting and have it in your pack, and very quickly take this with your camera on there, your action camera. You can have this in there, and if you find animals, for me, for example, pig hunting, if I see the pigs up there and I'm going into them, I can pull this out of my pack, quickly open these legs up, give this a quick turn, and I have it open right here, and then put my camera on there. Now I can move this with me as I'm walking, okay? So as I walk and I'm sneaking up and I get ready to, I can set that down, it's filming, and then I can shoot or do whatever I want to for that angle. So it's just a nice handy little setup right there that you can do any of that kind of stuff with, compact. I can also take this with my camera on it, which is why it's in my car all the time, and I can use it like I do this one right here in that Gobi, and I can have that action cam on this, and I can take that and go, if I'm about ready to go over rocks, or I'm going to go through a puddle, or I'm going to do something that I want to record, take this, walk over there on the other side, and just set it right there on the ground, adjust the height to whatever I need it to be, adjust the angle with the ball head to wherever I need it to be, have that angle, run back in the car, drive through that, and then do it, and then when I'm done, grab this and then just throw it right back in the car, and it's out of the way. So it's a very simple, easy selfie stick setup with the feet. These are, like I said, it comes as one whole kit. They're cheap. It's like $20-something for this whole setup. It gives you everything you want for like 20 bucks. And I think it even came with one of the phone holders too. So they're not a lot of money. So that's a great option, okay? When it comes to this one here, this is actually my hunting one that I'm going to use this year. This one is pretty sweet. It's a little different setup. The feet I bought separately, so it comes actually as, this is the kit that you get, is that stick right there, which is extendable. I'll show you. The feet I bought separately. The feet are actually 3 of them that are this size. So you can see the length on there, which is not bad. They fold up really good. This is very high quality aluminum and it's together well and it's got an adjustment screw. I really like it, but I wanted a little wider for in the wood. So I took a piece of PEX. This is, does it say under the size of this? It is PEX. It's red PEX, and I think they only make the red in one size. And it doesn't say on here on a piece I have, but it's red PEX. And I just cut some pieces and I put them on there, cut them the length I wanted, and just shove them on there so now my feet are longer. And it's all I did there. The stick itself comes in, so that I bought separate. I will put a link to this below. And then this comes as one whole kit. So you got multiple purposes. All carbon fiber. This thing weighs nothing. This is like this weighs about as much as a pencil. But you have this handle that you can use for a stick setup. So if you wanted to take this and run it with a guide on there and have this set up and do your interviews or anything you want to do with it, you could definitely do that. You also have the extendable selfie stick on here. So this thing here will come out, not super far, but you can see you got good length on that. Again, we are talking feather light. This thing is about the weight of an arrow shaft, you know, without a head on there. It's amazing how light it is. And then if you put these two together, you get the length on here that you need so that you can really have it as almost its own tripod that again weighs next to nothing. Weight-wise, I mean, this thing is, that's what I love about it. It's so lightweight. But you look at the height of that thing compared to these tripods, it's pretty close. And I can put my camera on there, but now same thing. This is very, very light, folds up very, very nice. So I can take it and put it anywhere I want to. And I have this little setup, but I can pull this right out of my pack. I can stick this right in the side of my pack, or actually drop it in this way, camera on there. I can use that camera on there if I want to, but if I'm pig hunting and I get into pigs and I want to record some of this stuff, I can pull this right out and just flip open the legs, give this 2 twists on the thing and pull it out, lock this, my camera's on the end, and now as I walk, I can set that anywhere I want to go, and it's going to be self-standing. So I can walk with it, video with it, do whatever I want to do with it, and then when it's time to hunt and I want to shoot, I can just set that down right there, and I can shoot from behind it. I can set it there and then step in front of it and shoot this way with it next to me, but it gives me basically a tripod, but it's something that weighs just a couple ounces. I mean, a Havilon knife weighs about as much as this whole entire setup does. I cannot tell you how light this is. And it was not expensive. It's Amazon, and not much money to this. I want to say it was like 40 bucks, 45 bucks or something for this setup here, and then another 15 or something for these legs. And the legs are aluminum, but we are talking an ultra light, simple setup that is basically like having a tripod with you when you're in the field. And if you don't want it that tall, if you don't need it to be that tall and you're gonna be shooting lower, you can also bypass and take this middle piece right out of it. So now you have this ultra compact setup that is very, very small and light. Without that in there, you got your 3 legs on here, you kick these out, and you have something that's about yay big that will still work right next to you and you can film with, and you know you're about waist high on that where your camera's going to be if you wanted to. But again, pencil thin and weighs nothing. It is just, they're pencil light, very, very light, but just a fantastic setup. So simple little selfie stick on a set of fold-out legs will hold your phone, will hold your camera. Now this one, the one that I have, only comes with an aluminum GoPro mount. This mount on the head of this is actually aluminum, and it does not come off of here, okay? You cannot unscrew that on these ones. On these selfie sticks, that's very common. So you cannot do that. So in order to make it work, which is set up right now, it'll work perfect with my action cam, okay? And so you can totally adjust that with the actual camera. So this goes on, sits right in there like that. There's your action camera. I can adjust that whatever I want to do, so real easy. But to get a phone mount on there, what I did is I actually took a spring-loaded phone clip. Okay, these are dirt cheap again. I'll show you, I'll give you links to these, but spring-loaded and hold your phone. I just put one of these grippy quick connect so I can actually pop this out if I want to, but I left it together. But this is just a GoPro mount. Comes in a little kit. I'll put links to that below where you get all these little fittings for dirt cheap. But I just took my side cutters and I cut off one of the ears. Okay, because you got 3 on here, you want 2 on there. So I just snapped that off of there, and now I can set this right on here, screw this right in. So if I want to use my phone instead of the GoPro on here or a camera, I can do that. Now my phone is on here, this is set. All I have to do is take my phone and just stick my phone right in there, and now I'm working the same setup with my phone. Okay, so it's the same concept. I can raise this up, whatever height. Alright, sorry, camera cut off on me there somewhere, I don't know where, anyway, I think I was talking about this and I explained to you on there about how you can put the phone mount on there. This thing is amazing for hunting, okay? This is just a ultra lightweight setup for hunting now, and I think I covered this for you, and I covered all this stuff. I haven't went back to look yet, but I think I got all that basis done. So now the tripods, okay, tripod wise, we got a couple of them here, and you can see they're actually not too different in height. Okay, but they are tremendously different in quality and weight and different things. This one here by MePhoto, high quality, okay, it's very decent. It's not top of the line. It's not like some of the stuff, like, I mean, that one I'm using there, I mean, you're looking at a $250 ball head and $200, I mean, you got a $450 tripod that rig is on back there. I need that for my heavier full-size rigs and things like that, but for what we're doing, again, with action cams, handy cams, mini camcorders, these are fantastic. MePhoto uses a really good quality ball head. It's a great tripod. It is aluminum. It is still lightweight and compact and folds up small, but this one out of carbon fiber is actually about a third or 3 times lighter. This one here is, I mean, this thing weighs about the weight of a cell phone, where this has got some weight to it. But the quality of the heads are different. Okay, you can see on here, I will put them this way because of the fact that the legs are there, but you can see those heads. Look at the green one, how much beefier it is than this black one right here. I mean, high quality heads on you know, they're both great. This one here, not as good as this, but also you're spending more money. This is about 125 bucks, I'm guessing, I think. I've had this one about 11 years now. This one is like $50 for the whole setup too. So you got to take that into consideration. I don't know if I showed you how I do these on here, but I will. I'm trying to, again, I think I missed some stuff when that camera went off, but here you can see I have the spring-loaded phone clip, so I can put my phone and just slide it right in there like we talked about. Quick release for the MePhoto on here, and then on the back I have right here, this is one of those GoPro mounts that sticks right on here. I just stuck it on, and these are the 2 clips, so it slides out. I'm not going to actually fight it out of there, it's in. But so that's a GoPro mount stuck to the back of that. So with this on my tripod, I put that in, that where I want it right here. I can run my phone this way, like this, running the phone. Sweet, simple, easy. Total control of whatever I want to do with it. Now I would only buy a head that has both a cam lock release for the actual here where I can release this and I can control the ball head. Okay, that lets the ball head move. All ball heads have a slot in it, which you can see right here in the front where I can actually drop it straight down, then go vertical if I want to. I can do whatever I want to do with that. So it gives me total control and flexibility. Come back up to there, okay? But that locks that. Now this is a pan knob. This is the one that controls the ball head. This is a pan one right here too. The pan one being the most important here. So then once I get my head set like I want to, if I want to pan across for an image or a video, I can release that pan and I can smoothly roll this without changing the angle of the head. That's why you want a separate pan knob from a ball adjustment knob, okay? This one that you're seeing over here is actually for the quick release. I hit that and the quick release plate comes out. That's what that one is for the quick release plate. So that's basically some of the features you're looking for. But now, if I don't want to use my phone on this, and I wanted to use the GoPro, which we'll just for purposes, I got it on a headband mount already still from what earlier. But so if I want to use that GoPro or action cam, I just drop this right down into that slot, spin it, and then I can put my GoPro mount, or my action cam can fit right on there, get screwed right in, and so once that's on there, I can control where I put this at. I can use the ball head to control any angle I need here and here. I can use the pan one to control anything I need here, and I can use this to control any up and down I need here. So I have everything all in one simple little setup right there that'll let me do that, and I can still flip it up and very easily use my phone. It's all about speed and function. Okay, there it is. So that gives me all that practicality in these setups on here that are what we're after. Okay, these are important factors for us, is that simplicity in setup. And this definitely gives me all of the stuff we're looking for there. So now with the MePhoto tripod, the nice thing about it is that it is very compact, but also the legs have adjustable, and so is the other one. You can pull these pins out of here and you can set that. So let's say I was here and there was a big rock here and it wasn't going to sit stable. I could adjust this leg and bring it up and get the length if I want to, or I can just simply pull that pin and flip that leg up. See, I can do whatever I want to and change that angle. If it was super windy out, I could spread these out real wide like this, and then set that thing down here so it was that wide of legs for stability. I have total control to do whatever I want and lock those in wherever I want to lock them at. So it's a nice feature of those. And then I also have another feature on a tripod I would not go without, is this little spring bar that you see right down here in the middle. Okay, it pops right out, and that is a weight holding spring. So if I wanted to put my backpack or something and hang it from that, to put weight on it so that the wind can't blow it over, that's what that little bar under there is lets me put that weight on there. Now to fold them up, drop it in right there like that. Always do all your legs at one time on a tripod. Trying to do each one of these like this and then bring this in and do, it's a pain in the butt if you're trying to like bring it in and then tighten that one. Let me actually re-explain that, what a lot of people do. So they're coming in, they're going to have this leg, they're going to first do this one, push it in, tighten it. Then they're going to undo this one, push it in, tighten it. That's exhausting, okay? So instead what you want to do is take your tripod, just hit all the knobs all the way around, give them a quick crank so they're loose, like that, and just slam the leg in. And then all at once, where you have all of them here at one time, just grab them all, tighten them. Smash the leg in, tighten them. Smash the leg in, tighten them. You're done. Now, on a MePhoto, pop these, legs flip right up. Look at how nice and compact that setup is for what we consider a full-size tripod. Beautiful system, beautiful system. Again, aluminum though, and a little heavier. This is my car tripod. This is always in my car with me everywhere I go, and it's what I've done most of my filming with that cell phone. Sweet, simple, take phone, lock it in, nothing to it, but this is what I use most of the time as a tripod. This one I just bought on Amazon. It is literally less than half. I mean, that one, like I said, was about 120 bucks. High quality, good quality tripod. This one, not the greatest quality, but carbon fiber, lightweight, will do everything that one does, and it's probably pretty good. The ball head, still aluminum, not bad, just a little more chintzy, but that chintzy means lightweight, okay? So I'm not knocking this, but if you're just putting a cell phone or an action cam or a handy cam, I would not go putting this rig right here. I would not be sticking on this tripod personally. And I don't know if it's even rated for that. I wouldn't do it. On a MePhoto I would, but on this one, like I said, for me, action cam and cell phone setup, exactly where it is. I set it up the same way. Phone can be there, or I can drop that in the slot. Right here's my action cam setup. Same things. I got full tilt, I got full pan, and I have full control with the action cam on there. So sweet, simple, and easy. Now this one here too, you can adjust, you can bring it down, you can do whatever you want to with it. Same concept, loosen the legs, hit all of them, swing it around. It's what you do with every tripod. It's pointless to go individually. Just roll them all, smash them in, tighten them at one time. Smash them in, tighten them at one time. Just like this, quick and easy. There it is. Pull your pins and flip it up. Boom, 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 and there is your, and again, if you hit your pan knob on there and spin that to the right spot, you can usually get this nice and compact, you know, between the knobs that are on here and where the legs go like this. So there it is, very lightweight. This weighs about as much as a cell phone, maybe just a smidge more than a cell phone, incredibly light. So when I need a tripod with me in the woods, this is what I'm taking. This will then be just strapped right on my backpack and ride right there. But when I need it, very quick and simple to take these and open them up, set them up. You know, I can set it that way if I want to, or I can open it more. Giving you an example of how those legs work, what we were talking about. See how that is where they're all the way out because they're in short mode. They're not extended out far. With this like this thing is very wobbly. Okay, see how that can, I mean, you can knock that right over, and I wouldn't trust that on anything with that setup like that. Okay, that's why, but when you extend them out, they come out longer and you get stability. If you want it down low like this, pull the pins, okay, and you can set the pins on here, and you can now make this a very stable base like this. Now you can't bump that, you know, I mean, look at that, you know, I mean, that's rock solid and stable and set up and ready for whatever you want to do. So I like the versatility. Every tripod I've owned for the last 15 years has these features. I will not buy one without it. The adjustable legs that can go wherever. You can even bring this down. You can also set this where you could take this ball head off and put the ball head on the bottom. And then here you can see you have a weight bag hook on this one as well too. So just an excellent little tripod that was under 50 bucks and is incredibly, I mean, I cannot emphasize enough how incredibly lightweight this little head is. We got to prod that through, there we go. And but this thing folds up compact and weighs next to nothing. So that kind of covers your tripod for you. Okay, it's your setup on there and sweet and easy, but you can see that it's not the cameras that do all the hard work for you or let you get the right angles in the shots. It's the gizmos and get-ups that you're going to have. An action cam on a headband is a gold mine type setup because it gives you that versatility. I can run this on my head like this and show it even if you were tree stand hunting and you don't want to invest in a camera arm. Having this on there sees everywhere you're going to see. You don't have to adjust that way. And again, you can get this for your phone where your phone will lock in there too and do the same thing on your head. When I go to shoot as a traditional guy, like I said, I turn my head this way so that camera's pointing in the wrong way. But when I'm ready to shoot, all I have to do is slide that just a touch, and now I am set right on there. It's that easy. So I have the flexibility of using this anytime I want to hunt with it, or I want to be hands-free. I can also just grab this, and then I can talk to it and do my interviews and do my explanations and cover everything. So a headband strap fits into this category of very, very important. This headband strap, this tripod right here, and this setup right here are my go-to items that I'm going to be using for this year. And this little U-Breezy will be in there too, but it doesn't require tremendous amounts of money. Now for my action camera, I have a little Ziploc bag here that will carry my extra essentials. This is basically what I'm taking with me to camp. This will not be in the field. What I have here is I have a spare, well, I got a cord for my 3-bank charger. This is a 3-bank battery charger. I have 3 batteries. So set them over there. And I have an extra headband strap because I do believe that this is the most important tool for that action cam. So I do have another one. They're cheap. I have a couple of extra mounts that will do what I need them to do. Yours may vary. These are the ones I particularly want because I can fit them on all my different pieces here. This is an extra camera box for there, and inside here I have 2 of my micro SD card adapters so I can transfer them to the computer. That little kit goes in this Ziploc bag and stays in camp. On my kit that's with me in the field for the action camera, in a Ziploc bag, I have 2 extra batteries and cards. See, the beauty of the DJI cases is you have a battery in there, and then notice in the roof right there, I have another 128 gig micro SD card. They fit in a little slot right there, so I can slip them in and out, keeps them safe and secure in there. So I have I have battery and a micro SD in each of these. So there's total on me is 3 micro SD cards and 3 batteries. This goes right in the bottom of this little nylon stuff sack pouch that I bought for like, I don't know, 50 cents. You know, you get a 10-pack of them, but they're very compact and cheap and nothing fancy. But I just throw those right in the bottom of that. There's my extra batteries and cards. My camera lives on that headband strap, so that's probably how I use it most of the time. And I showed you, I got that screen protector lens on here. That's this little lens that pops on and off. It's just a protector. But still, I don't want to scratch everything up on here in my pack, so I just took a regular sock out of my drawer and I cut it down. So there it is. Sock fits right over top of it as an actual cover for it. And then this whole thing just drops right inside of this little nylon ditty bag, like so. Gets sealed up, and that is what I'm carrying in my backpack. That right there, this plus my cell phone plus this little dude right here will do 95% of all the filming I need to do out there. This will cover most of it. Next included will be this ultralight stick that can go in my pack and be used when I want it to, and also folds down. If we look at this and we take this apart into the 3 parts, and it's very, very lightweight, the whole setup, but if we look at this as 3 pieces, this setup is about the same size as this, okay? So I could actually leave this out and just use this if I wanted to, if I didn't want to carry this. This is nice because I can hang it on trees or do whatever, but do I really need it? Not necessarily if I have this. So technically, I could replace that with this, but then would also incorporate this right here too, so that I could actually have this set on there to put my phone on there as well too. I can also stick this on here separately, right on these feet if I want to for low angles. I can take that for my phone or for my GoPro and set this right on there, put this right on a tabletop or whatever I want to do with it, have it set up just like that, run that right in there, and have it set like that. So you got total flexibility and a bunch of versatility in these systems. I like that versatility and its simplicity, but these 3 items right here are 99% of everything I need to film from a tree, to film on the ground, to film my hunts with the tripod setup, to film everything. So my point is, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Learn the cameras, learn the settings, understand exposure and white balance, and understand things like that. White balance is all off right here because back here, I'm under fluorescent. When I take 3 steps, it's pure halogen lights coming at me. So in here, it's a little tricky, but understand these things and how they work. Learn them to your advantage. Spend the money when you need the money. Don't go out and think that if you buy all this best stuff you can right now and you'll learn how to use it, by the time when you buy it, it's obsolete. It's technology. It's over, and a week later, it's no longer, it has any value. So instead, use what you have and build it up until you hit a point where you need something that does more. Then buy it in. Okay, you'll buy it and you're using this and you're running your phone, blah 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 blah, and you're recording all your stuff here and everything like that. And you're like, God, I wish I had better audio. Well, when you get to that point, then it's time to start looking at mics, okay, that you might want to get. You can put a mic on a phone. You can put a mic, as I showed you, by plugging right into that hot shoe right on your action cam. You can do a lot of that stuff if it's important to you. Okay, so let your needs dictate what gear you get. Till then, simple. Keep it simple. There you go. And there'll be links down below for all of this stuff for you in here. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's been a long time since I should have made this a long time ago, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I make a living with camera gear, doing it professionally, yet this kind of stuff, you know, for years, this was the bulk of everything I did. Throw this in there too as well. And we upgrade that system to a lighter weight setup with a few different cameras, options, and look what you get. And for the price of this stuff, you know, you can't beat it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.